This is the solution to WEX 092. Okay, so first representing it as a difference of squares. So this would be, that can be written as a square, as 3 multiplied by c all squared, so that's 9c squared, and then minus 7 squared. So now this is a difference of squares, and it factors as a product of conjugates. So 3 multiplied by c plus 7 multiplied by 3 multiplied by c minus 7. For this one, same thing really. The only disturbance, I suppose, is that 200 is not doesn't have an integer square root like 9 does, so that's a bummer. So at any rate, it could be written in the following way: the square root of 200. Well, that can be simplified to the square root of 2 multiplied by 100, but 100 does have a perfect square, so it comes out. So that'd be 10 square root 2, like so. As a result, we could write this as 10 square root 2 times x, and that's all squared, and then minus 121 does have an integer square root, it's 11, so 11 squared. So this looks like 10 square root 2, I'm going to run out of horizontal space. So that would be equal to 10 square root 2 x plus 11 multiplied by 10 square root 2 x minus 11. Okay, factor by grouping. All right. So we want to find two numbers whose product is 6 times 12. So 6 times 12. That's 72. And we want the sum to be the middle term, negative 17. So the product is always the product of the first and last coefficient, and the sum is always the middle coefficient. All right. Well, let's see if we can get lucky. How about 6 and 12? Okay, so 6 and 12. That gives the right product. But the sum is 18, so that's not going to work. Well, we could negate them. Negative 6 and negative 12. The product is still right, and the sum is negative 18, which is much closer than positive 18, but still not right. So I'm going to try what? Let's see, maybe I don't know. 6 times 12, 60, 72, 7. Okay, well, let's give one of the 2's that 6 has over to the 24, over to the negative 12, so that it would be negative 3 and negative 24. It's still the right sum, but sorry, still the right product, but now the sum is negative 27. That's not going to work. Now I'll take a 3 and put it over there with that one. So negative 9, and then this would be negative 8. Found it. Negative 17. So to be clear, I used this one, this one right here, just because it was that. Then moving here to here, I just negated some stuff so that that would be at least have the right sign. So it had the wrong sign in the first place. Then I just started searching around. From here to here, in that step, I gave a 2 factor from negative 6 to 12, so that became negative 3 and that became negative 24. So I pushed a 2 to the right, if you like. And then for this one, I pushed a 3 to the left. Okay. Well, we found the numbers we were looking for. In this case, it'll look like the following. So we can split the middle term, negative 17w, with negative 9 and negative 8. Doing that, we get 6w squared minus 9w minus 8w plus 12. And now we have two groups of 2. Specifically, here is a group of 2, and here is another group of 2. That negative goes with the 8. So for the first group, I can see that we can factor out 3 and w, so it would be 3w. And then if we do that, then what remains is 2w minus 3. Then we want to factor out the greatest common factor. I can see that 4 divides 8 and 12. That's the greatest thing. So I'm going to say subtract 4 multiplied by, if we do that, then we have 2w minus 3. So note in the transition from here to here, note that distribution. So that's negative 4 multiplied by all that. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. So note the distribution, if that step was confusing. Now, these two are the same. That's terrific. That's the signpost that says that we went the right direction. So because those are the same, we can factor out 3w minus 4. We can factor out that same thing, and what is left is 3w minus 4. Multiplied by 2w minus 3. Very good.